Okay, is class all here? Good. So, we are back here with Fluidity. This is episode 4. And some stuff is about to go down because we are about to do our first influence room of the game. We're in! I dread to think what the influence has done. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so the influence just kind of peels open this little cave. It's like, yeah, dude, come on in here. It's gonna be crazy. Okay. You would think this is the way to go, right? Because I'm so used to taking that shortcut. Yeah. Yeah. Better go the intended route, because that way is really hard to get back through. And, oh gosh. Okay, so before the influence... Okay, I'm gonna save that story for the next world, I guess. That's a bit awkward. These trees... Okay, whenever I play this game, I have, like... I'm hypersensitive to seeing any glints. Just like a brief little glint in the wall. Because when you see those glint... Excuse me. That's usually the game's way of indicating that jigsaw puzzle piece is hidden in the wall. Look, it's warped my beautiful pages in its own image. We must hurry, clean out all the goop slugs, and release the trapped rainbow drop before it's too late. So, these are not too hard. Although I say that, and when I did this, I really sucked. I'm sorry to say, but it's true, I really sucked. I didn't know what I was doing. But I got through it. I love how... Okay, so... We haven't seen the Goop Hornet enemy yet. But they're... Like, in the background you can see, like, Goop amoebas. And I think it's cool. See right there on the left side? It went by too quickly, but you get the idea. I feel like that's an enemy that they designed, but they just didn't use. But yeah, we're gonna see those Goop Hornets eventually. Although to me, they don't look like hornets. They look like bats. They have bat wings. Clearly. Okay, we can argue this some other time. But... visually, these influence rooms are not that spectacular. Oh. Death by lava! Death water! Gosh. I feel old because I remember Death Water. But no. I digress. I feel like I'm part of an old school part of YouTube culture because, like, you know, I'm trying to do what Nintendo Capri Sun did back in, you know, 2010, 2012. You know, what he's still kind of doing, even though, like, Twitch and streaming has kind of changed everything, and a proliferation of multiplayer games, which is a culture that I get, but I just don't get. Anyway, talking about that's gonna make me depressed, so let's just move on. Yeah, that was a really long side tangent for just saying, like, these levels are not that spectacular visually. They're just a lot of black and purple, and that makes sense. It's like evil. It's like, oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me kind of Epic Mickey, which is a game that I never played, but I remember the hype around it. So I watched some of it, and I was like, this game is so dark. Like, just the visual style is really dark. It just feels so depressing. And I know it's supposed to be a kind of a game with a darker tone, which sounds weird when you think of a game called Epic Mickey. I know they made an Epic Mickey too, but I haven't thought about Epic Mickey in years. Okay, so these are like skateboard ramps, kind of like. Dude, tubular. And I had a really hard time. You're supposed to drop down onto these from above. Okay, but I didn't realize this. So that's what's really stupid about this. Anyway. Yeah, it makes sense. These are boss levels, so the color scheme has to be kind of dark and intimidating. And Alistair Brimble did a really good job with this music. Yeah, Alistair Brimble. I want to say worked together with Richard Jock on this game, or no, on I think the Alice in Wonderland Wii game, which is really funny that two of my favorite games as a kid should have two such random games, although they are from the same year, both 2010, should have a composer in common, you know. Two games with kind of such a different style. Oh, Death by Lava, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Alistair Brimble is a really fascinating guy. He's done a lot of video games since besides this one. This is just the one that I know him for, but he's done like all these old school, like, you know, as far back as the Amiga. Like, he's done all those games. And the SNES. Like, he's done some really, like, SNES games that you would have heard of. He did a really good job with this game, and, like, listening to this game's soundtrack, you would have think that he did all jazz. Excellent, you've opened up the second world, basically. I do love the city, and if it weren't for the water running down from the mountains, none of this could have been built. But now's not the time for that. Let's go find some rainbow drops, basically. Yeah, there's all these different video game composers, and I wish I could kind of put this more eloquently, but, like, I was finding that Alexander Brandon and Clint Bajakian and Alistair Brimble and Alistair Lindsay and Richard Jock all have these, like, this game of, like, 1 degree of separation going on between them. And I know, like, Richard Jock from the Alice in Wonderland Tim Burton Wii game, and I know Alistair Lindsay from Lost Winds, though he's the composer of Jet Force Gemini, the N64 game. Oh yeah, the Aqua Tome makes a joke about, yeah, it's very cool. It's ice cold. No, I won't sing that, although I'll be very tempted to sing it in upcoming episodes. Alright now, ladies. Certain switches, yeah. And then I know Alistair Brimble from this game. A lot of British guys. And a lot of Alistairs. Like, there's Alistair Lindsay, but Alistair Brimble. It's a very funny thing. Okay, now we have a real skate park. Dude, skate park. This gang-ridden skate park was the home for so-and-so's 2004 wedding. Somebody that I never heard of. I know, like, these random jokes that Stefan makes are supposed to be funny, but, like, I never know who any of the people that he's talking about. Like, who is Dan Cortez? I'll never know. Okay, if you're getting tired of this already, just imagine how I felt when playing it. I was genuinely trying to jump, but you can't jump while you're doing this, not really. Thankfully, the curved rooms in Metroid Prime are a heck of a lot easier than this. Maybe I was just doing something wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that, and I can imagine that you guys would not have enjoyed watching that, but what can you do? So yeah, Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is dope. The game starts getting harder and more complex, obviously. Now we have an ice block and, you know, a puddle. A puddle. Scotty TT's just a mound, a pile. Pretty much. Can I go home now? That's the thing with imaginary friends. Kids always give them the creepiest names. Sir Zabblepants, Dingy Donger, Real Actual Live Mr. Blindcaster next door. Okay, come on, we can get this. Booyah. No. Gotta jump as you're doing it. Booyah. Hit the ceiling. Booyah. Okay. R. Roy G. Biv. There's a Jiggy that we can't get yet. I love this. This is very West Side Story with the fire escapes and the clothes hangers. West Side Story? No, it's more like Newsies. I don't know. It's kind of like, you know. Anyway, this is much more modern. This is like, you know. I don't know. Ghost? No, I don't know what movie. This is like more like The Matrix, I guess. No, does Matrix have like garages with lots of cars? Anyway. Yeah, it's a modern city. It's like a 21st century city. The concrete mixer. No, I'm kidding. It's a cool level design with the concrete mixer. So this switch makes that guy come down, and it's like a shortcut to the elevator thing. Huh. Looks like there is a entrance to the next page. So, see, I went over to the next page thinking that I was going to, like, get one of those books. So that I would be able to warp over here easily when I wanted to. This is giving me a Donkey Kong Country 3 vibe. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking we want the next ability for the ice block to even be able to do this puzzle, but I mean, we can explore it. We can explore it for a bit if you want to. I mean, if you really want to, but it's gonna kind of be lame, but whatever. So yeah, here the things are like kind of rusty and they have a lot of inertia. So I don't know. I like the design of this puzzle. Just can't really do much with it yet. We're kind of useless at this point. We're just an ice block sliding around. Yeah, for some reason I always think of this as the puzzle with the mice. Because the main point of this is not the mice, and there are mice in plenty of other locations in this level, but I just think of these caves, and I think of these mice. Reminds me of a game that I have called Genius Greedy Mouse. It's where, like, you're a claymation mouse, like, making your way through these mazes, and trying to get cheese. Like, trying to get all the pieces of cheese in these mazes. It's a good game. My only complaint is that sometimes I'm never able to figure out why I'm not able to get all 4 stars on every level, but it is a genuinely good game. I should play at least a little bit of it on this channel, although I tend to play only games that I'm really good at, and I know that well, have I been good at any of these games that I've LP'd? Case in point, me dying right now. No, but I like to be able to do games that I already know that I can basically 100% and do a satisfactory job, so that people aren't watching the playthrough and being like, he's not getting all 4 stars on every level, this is so painful to watch because I'm such an expert at the game. You know, you never know, there might be some expert of the game watching. So tune in next time I'm off my soapbox. So, goodbye.